Okay, I am back once again, and I said I would do this, so here I am doing it. It is now time to review Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. Yay. God damn it. You know, I walked into that theater looking disappointed. I was not looking forward to this presentation whatsoever. And I walked out of that theater still in pain. I have no idea how these movies do it, but they find a way to make they find a way to really make the experience painful. I don't know how they do it. They just do. Actually, I saw the movie Friday afternoon, and it was just well, it was a very interesting experience. I figured if I went to the most earliest show, I could try to get away from all the moviegoers and Twilight fans. And you know what? Apparently other people had the same idea. So it was just a rough time, rough experience for this one, and oh my god. It was, well, I'm not going to get into it, but it's probably better that I did this video now, because if I did this immediately after, I would have been cynical as hell, because I was pissed. It was just painful. It was a painful experience. I cannot stress that anymore. Actually, before we get into it, I'm going to actually talk about a couple things. First of all, I just want to mention some of the trailers I saw there. It's frickin' New Year's Eve. Frickin' sequel to fucking Valentine's Day. Yeah, because that movie was so great. Then again, I never really saw the movie, but I know from looking at reviews it was not good, and I had no intention of seeing it. And I was just surprised, like, oh joy, another one that's blatantly gonna probably suck. Of course, on this trailer was Snow White and the Huntsman, and it looks interesting. It looks like a very gothic-looking film, but then there's that Kristen Stewart factor. I'm gonna be like, yay, just fucking yay. Alrighty then. So there's that, and oh wait, there was another trailer. There was actually two. There was The Gray with Liam Neeson, and Liam Neeson being a badass, and then there was The Hunger Games, which is supposed to be like the next big novel turned into movie. That sounded okay in my mind, but never mind. But yeah, it's gonna be like the next Lord of the Rings and the next Harry Potter. It looks interesting. I'm gonna wait until it comes out in March to see what I think about it, of course, and then we'll have that discussion when we get to it. But those are the trailers that basically came to my mind. Wait, one more. Just popped it right in here. It was once again The Darkest Hour. I keep seeing that trailer and still not impressed. Okay, that covers the trailers I saw. Now, before I jump into the review of Breaking Dawn Part 1, I want to talk about the whole Part 1, the thing, and that whole idea of making this movie into two parts. When I heard Harry Potter doing it, and I thought, I would love to see just one movie, but for sure, I'll give it a shot. And I think it worked initially. And then I heard, The Hobbit's doing it, and I can understand that. Of course, it's also just one book, and I felt like, that doesn't seem like a story that's as long as, like, Return of the King. I'm not sure on that one, but I could still understand it. From what I've heard about Breaking Dawn, this is a movie that really needed to be in two parts. And how this movie plays out, I'm still surprised they're doing two parts. Okay, so with that said, let's start off with this freaking review to Breaking Dawn Part 1. The movie really gets right into it. I mean, as soon as the Summit Entertainment logo goes up, next transition is Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. It's like, wow, that was fast. And it starts off with Bella's inner monologue or whatnot. And I have a question about that. If you've read the books, if you've read the books and you're watching this video, could you please post a comment down to answer my question? What is the deal with these inner monologues, like her having the first words, that the voice going on in some scene? She kind of goes off like it's some kind of inner something, like it's a poem or something. And I've been really confused since I saw, actually I've seen it in New Moon and Eclipse. I was like, why is she doing that? It didn't really come to me until I saw this one. It's like, why does she keep doing this? It's something that's in the book, because I really don't know, because I haven't read the books. So, if you have read the books and you're watching this, could you please answer my question, because I would like to know that. So, okay, what happens in this movie? You know, they get married for like the first 10 to 20 minutes. Yeah. I was like, okay, oh wait, but actually before they did that, they actually, they had that one moment where like, oh, we're having cold feet and whatnot. And there is a point where Edward actually explains his backstory. It's about, 3 minutes or maybe 2. And it's like, so he talks about it, and basically what he did, the bad thing he's done in his past is killing rapists and murderers. Yeah. It just made me think, okay, I mean, I can understand that you've taken a human life, but still, like, I'm sitting there going, that's not horrific. You didn't, like, burn down an orphanage or anything like that, so what are you complaining about? And it's okay, it's understandable, but still, I'm like, that's it? You only lasted like 5 minutes and did nothing? Okay, alright, so they have the wedding, and they had like, it had actually a really weird moment at the reception. First of all, there's this one character who has a problem with one of the wolves being there because they invited them, and it's like, oh, we have this. And it didn't affect me when I saw the scene, but I thought about it like after the movie. I'm like, what was the point in that? I mean, it didn't do anything. We didn't see those characters again, and unless they're in the second part, they might be. I mean, I don't know. There's that. But anyway, they had this one moment where basically, you know how in a wedding you have the best man speak and you have people speak. They had something like that, except they had like, I can't remember her name, but Anna Kendrick's character talking, and Charlie's talking and stuff like that. It felt more like a roast. I'm like, okay, because it was funny to a point. And then it just kind of got awkward. Like, okay, why is this dragging on? End the friggin' joke. And there's some drama between, Bella and Jake, of course. I mean, that's not like it's going to change. And they finally set off to the honeymoon. And that lasts about frickin', maybe 20 to a half an hour? Wow, it was just... This is the point where I was sitting there going, you know what? Twilight is a green-lidded porno. Because that's what it felt like. It really did. It was just, do I need to see this? It's not bad to have, but do I really need to see this? Does it do anything? I mean, besides setting up, the big plot point. And, oh my god, there's 2 things I want to get in. And there was this one, I've never seen a montage like this, but there was a montage of Bella prepping for sex. And they had music and everything. I'm like, really? It's like, do I need to see this? Like, this is the strangest montage I've ever seen in film history. Oh, and actually, that brings me to the point about the music. Oh my god, the music. There was barely a score to this movie, and the other thing is that there was just songs out of the yin-yang. They were everywhere. You know how in movies, like at the end of the credits, you get to the end, you get to the songs, and it's usually just like 2 columns of songs? For the first time, I saw 3. They had 3 columns, because they had like songs going off every 5 minutes, and they were completely unnecessary. And that was like one of the biggest things that pissed me off more than anything else in this movie. Oh my god, but they have the honeymoon scene, and you're like, and it's all happy and whatnot, and Bella gets pregnant. Like, and that baby comes in like weeks. They say it's supposed to be a fast-moving thing. It's not something that's supposed to happen. And, we have frickin' Jake, who's like, they had getting Jake involved, and he's like, oh, now I'm, he's pissed. He got conflicted about, Edward doing whatnot. Actually, the funny thing, this is actually, there's a scene with Jake in between, like, the honeymoon and, knowing she's pregnant. it was a point where I was like, wow, I'm actually refreshed to see Jake. Yeah. And it's like, I never saw that. I never saw that happening, ever. Okay. But and then they go back and you're like, oh, they're trying to figure out what they want to do. They want to, because it's killing Bella and whatnot. So they bring Jake over and basically, Edward tells Jake that there's a connection between her and Bella that he never really has with Bella. I'm like, that's just, that's really weird. Not unbelievable, it's just weird because, it just kind of brings up the whole, idea of the love triangle again. Actually, speaking of which, the whole love triangle in this, it wasn't horrible. I mean, because I think it's actually progressed from, the crazy ass backwards love triangle fucking Eclipse. So, I'm trying to think where I want to go with this. It wasn't horrifically bad. I didn't care for it. Still don't care for it. It still drives me up. It drives me nuts because, this was the scenes with frickin' Jacob is just strange. Because, at one point he's content with the fact that Bella's married, and then the next moment he's not. And it's like, make up your frickin' mind. You've had, 2 other movies to progress as a character you could progress for once in your fucking life. Of course, there's supposed to be this whole idea that the baby is an abomination, so automatically the wolf tribes are like, oh, we must kill it, and they're like, oh, no, and Jake's like, I can't do it, you must, and blah, 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 I don't want to be a pack anymore, so basically he stands up against Sam, and he's like, I'm leaving the pack, and he leaves. Good for him. Of course, the younger wolf who was in the Eclipse and the female go with him and stuff like that, so they're basically spending most of this part of the movie protecting Bella and trying to keep Bella alive. Okay. I want to talk about this right now. This whole... This is kind of off topic to where I was going in my head, but why not? I'll say it now, because it's in the top of my mind right now. How a lot of people kind of compare Harry Potter and Twilight? I understand that you really can't because they're 2 completely different stories. But, I find myself having a hard time trying not to compare them. And I think I know why. My theory is that Twilight really, really wants to be Harry Potter when it comes to the films and their advertisement. Because when you see the advertisement of these films, they're really like, oh, the most epic, it's a global phenomenon, like the epic love story of whatnot, and, it's really big and epic, and you'll be on the edge of your seat and whatnot. And that's what I feel like, that's how Warner Brothers advertised Harry Potter, and I could believe that. But when I go in there and watch Twilight, it's not the same thing. I mean, I don't want it to be the same thing, but it's not what it's advertising. It's just, a confusing-ass romance story that just bugs the crap out of me. It's like, okay, maybe you should just, advertise it as romance, rather than just trying to advertise it as Harry Potter. That's why I think it's easily comparable to the Harry Potter films, in that sense. And it's really funny because, if you've seen my videos, I actually like the Harry Potter films.